Okay, I just want to start by saying thank you so much for taking the time out to sit down and chat with me. I suppose we should just start right to the beginning. How did your journey with theatre begin?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've been doing theater since I was a kid. We were just talking this morning about being theater kids, and how we can't escape that. Um, and yeah, funnily enough, my high school actually took a group of us to the Edinburgh Fringe when I was 15,
Ooh.
and it was here that I was like, oh, I want to do this with my life. This is really cool. What people are doing is really exciting. And then we went to college together, undergrad for acting, and we started collaborating then.
Yeah, so we met like 10 years ago now and started making theater together like outside of our regular acting classes and yeah, have just kind of not stopped since. I'm like funny where I'm like I know I am a theater kid, but I also sometimes feel like I didn't go to like a theater high school.
Hmm.
So like I was not around a lot of theater kids in my schooling. And so then when I went to college, I was like, whoa, there's like more people like me. So I don't wear a theater kid
Badge with honor.
badge. Well, I'm not, oh gosh, so sorry. I'm not ashamed of it. I think I'm coming to it newer. Yeah.
Fabulous. And so the writing has always been a part of your theatre journeys?
Yeah, I mean, I would say in the last like 5 years, it entered mine more. Am I come from an acting background, and it took a while for me to, yeah, feel like I had permission to be making my own work.
Hmm.
Um, I've always been a writer. Yeah, I think like it has felt at times separate from my performance work. But it's always been present. And I
Hmm.
think in college is when they started to like intertwine more.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And so why do you think you two work so well together?
Well, we are, we are also best friends
Hmm.
outside of this process, which feels like a crazy blessing that we're able to both be in friendship and be in collaboratorship. We also lived together for 3 years, which in college, which part of me is like maybe that's why we work so well
We've seen all
together.
the dark sides. We've seen
Yeah,
all the sides.
yeah,
We've crossed over. Like I feel like there was like a threshold that we crossed over from like, oh, like we can have the conversations that will that
Hmm.
like it can be painful, but that bring us
yeah.
closer together. And I
Okay, so obviously from then started writing, you've come up with Shell. So where does the name Shell come from?
Yeah, well, so Shell there's three characters in the play. One of them is Andy, which is my drag character,
Hmm.
who's this like very over the top camp, a little cringe, but very heartfelt hockey bro. And then there's a character who is myself, Anna, and then there's a character who is a peanut, and Peanut is a peanut. And, they are this sort of otherworldly creature that is full of wisdom, is a bit feral and terrifying, and uh, and that is the connection between the name Shell. Is like Peanut has a shell, but in a way, all of these characters have a shell.
Hmm.
And so and Peanut is sort of the force of breaking them open.
Yeah, we're also really interested in the theme of body throughout the show and what our body has to say to us and what people tell us we are based on the bodies we're born into. And yeah, there's some connective tissue there of, Peanut has this literal shell, but also what is the shell that we're born into?
Hmm. You mentioned that sort of drag character. Was drag something you did before coming up with this project?
I feel like it sort of happened all in tandem with
Hmm.
like Andy was born I mean now that I think about it I feel like he was born like many years ago
Hmm.
but he just finally found like a way to come out um and happened like mostly just playing in my room. Um, and I think for a long time I was like, I don't know if this is drag. I was like, this is just a character
Hmm.
that's coming out. And then, it was actually at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival we went together in 2023, where we met so many drag kings and drag performers across the spectrum. But I remember specifically talking to drag kings and seeing it and being like, oh, well, if that's drag, then I guess what I'm doing is also
Hmm.
drag,
hmm
which was a beautiful arc to have with that.
Yeah, and we both are drag artists outside of the world of this play
Ah.
too. And it was, yeah, it felt like Andy was a catalyst for both of us and kind of branching out into the drag scene
Hmm.
past then. And yeah, we both have a drag family now and
Wow.
perform drag in New York, and it's
Hmm.
been a really like artistically opening
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
Oh, and so where did the idea come from then for the show itself and to include Andy? Where did that come from?
Andy was the first like beginning of the
Hmm.
play was me in my room like embodying this guy. And I worked on the play for probably like a year pretty privately.
Hmm.
Um and that was like because me and Andy had a lot of conversations together in my room. And that was sort of like the birth of it for me was like oh who like being in front of the mirror and seeing what words would come out. And so a lot of the writing happened for me in that way.
Hmm.
And then I brought him to a theater making space where he could share and speak for a little bit. Um, and and that was sort of where he like moved. He like took his first breaths outside of my room and was witnessed.
Hmm.
And that's when Linnea met him for the first time. And you wanna know?
Yeah, I just remember meeting him and a big through line of the play is that Andy is starting a sex ed club on his
Hmm.
college campus. And the first time that Andy ever, or that Anna ever shared Andy, was him like taking us through this sex ed class, this big group of us. And I was just so immediately taken by this character. And I remember really having the experience of like, I am so lucky that one of my favorite theater makers in the world is also my best friend.
Hmm.
And also, how am I gonna get her to let me work on this with her? Because I was so immediately obsessed. And I think what's cool about Andy as a character is he felt a little bit like a Trojan horse for our play, in that we initially thought he was the entire play.
Hmm.
And as we've been working on it, he really just opened up these other worlds for what was
Hmm.
possible for this Peanut
Oh.
character and for Anna as a character in the play. And
Hmm.
he's been quite the catalyst. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously you talked about those different characters, but it is a one-person show. So does that kind of
hmm
add
Yeah, we like to
pressure?
refer to it as the one bro show until the peanut shows up.
Does
Just
it
saying
being
there.
it being a one bro show, does that add pressure as a performer?
Like because it's just me.
Hmm.
I mean, I suppose so. I mean, I think I feel pressure. I probably feel pressure regardless. I think that it just like when you are, have seen partners, there's like a shared energy
Hmm.
about that pressure. But I think because the show is so there's a lot of audience in participation. I really like need them to do a lot of the show. Um, like a lot of it really
Yeah.
cannot actually structurally happen without them.
Hmm.
And so it feels like they are I feel like that energy that I would share with the scene partner is really shared with
Hmm.
the audience in a way that I is new for me as a performer, as a newer
hmm
experience. So I mean I definitely feel pressure. But I also feel like comfort in that like it's actually not all about me,
Hmm.
hmm
which seems maybe counterintuitive when it's a solo show, but it really is about the audience
Mm,
choosing or not choosing to engage with me. Yeah.
Hmm.
mm. Fabulous. So obviously we talked about the creation of the show, but you obviously got a very exciting announcement, call, email. I'm not sure how it works, but to say that you are heading to the Fringe. So what was that moment getting that sort of recognition like?
It was really
Yeah.
magical. Yeah, it's been a shared dream of ours for, I mean, really since we met, when we were like 18, 19. And yeah, it just the way the world works is really funny because we were really like bumping up against the Fringe deadline and our venues felt up in the air. We weren't sure
Mm,
what direction we wanted to go in, and we had a moment of being like, maybe it's not this summer,
mm,
and we know we want to do it, and if it's another summer, it'll be okay. And we really released it, and then the next morning we woke up to an email from Zoo with our time slot and an offer, and it was just like, it is this summer. That's awesome. Um, yeah.
We're big supporters of many celebrations
Yeah.
along the
mhm.
Yeah,
journey.
yeah, yeah. Oh my God.
So like yeah, so when we got together that day, we had a lot of moments of playing.
We literally play the song Celebration.
Yeah.
The Kool-Aid gang.
And it's quite a
It's a
long
long
song,
song. Yeah.
but I
It
love
requires
it.
some stamina.
It forces you to actually celebrate, to put the to-do list down for 5 minutes
Mm.
and just dance and like enjoy the moment. Yeah.
So we had a good dance party.
Yeah.
So after the little dance party, I suppose the realization does set in though of right now we actually have to get the show to the Fringe. So how are you getting
Yeah.
ready? How are you preparing to do the Fringe?
Yeah, we're really lucky. We're half of our team that traveled here. We have a really wonderful producer, Acadia Barangos, and our sound designer and stage manager, Lola Belisare, that they're both just phenomenal. And we knew we couldn't do it just the two of us. It's such a huge task. And obviously, anyone who's been to Fringe knows just what a producing and technical feat it is.
Mhm.
And it felt really important to us to find a way to make it possible to come with a little team to do it together.
So
Hmm.
we all just got here yesterday.
Hmm.
Yeah, yesterday morning. So we're
Hmm.
all a little bleary-eyed, but we picked up our little poster
Oh,
flyers yesterday,
Yeah.
and we're yeah getting ready to head into our tech tomorrow, and just getting to walk around and feel the reality of being here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
mm. So as I'm planning to go for the first year this year to the Fringe.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm very excited, but I am aware that it is,
Oh, so
I
exciting.
know
You said
I'm
this is
really,
for the first year? Is that
yeah, I've
what you
never been
said?
before.
Wow. Oh my
I'm,
God, you're
I'm
gonna
so
have so much
excited for
fun.
you.
but I am aware,
Wow, that's amazing.
even though I've not been, I am aware that it is a very intense experience for viewers and for performers. So
Yeah.
on a personal side, how are you sort of preparing, getting ready for that long run of shows?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I think we are both actively figuring it out
Mm,
and doing as much preparation as we
yeah.
can on the front end. And I think something we've been speaking about is how important it is to, especially for Anna as the performer, to give ourselves permission to take care of
Hmm.
ourselves and to rest. Because the amazing thing about this festival is there's always going to be something to do and something incredible to see and so many fun people to meet. And we are really, really hungry to do all of that. And it's really important to remember to also like sleep
Yeah.
and take a moment to like stretch your body
Mm,
and like eat a meal. Yeah, I think we're going into it just hoping to really remind ourselves about that side of it because the really like busy, fun side of things, I just think is inevitable, which is
yeah.
what makes this festival so special. And we're just gonna have to have moments to remind ourselves to slow down.
Totally. So we are coming to the end
Yeah.
of my questions, but how would you describe the show to someone who hasn't heard of it before?
Yeah, well, so we like as I gave you our little line, we love to say it's a one bro show until the peanut shows up. But it's queer sex education, it's drag, it's clown, it's self-reclamation like you've never seen before. It's so much audience engagement. My hopes and dreams are that like we leave feeling like collectively in the audience we opened up a floodgate to spirit
Well,
bursting through the door.
fantastic. So
Yeah.
where can people stay up to date with you and get tickets?
So yeah, so our Instagram is shell.theplay.
Hmm.
Um, and you can also get our tickets at Zoo. We're at Zoo Southside at 3:05. Um, and
Yeah,
every day except Wednesday.
every day except Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're on the Edinburgh Fringe app. If that's where you're getting your tickets, we are on there. And we also have a link tree in our Instagram bio with anything you could ever need, all things Shell.
Yeah.
Hmm. So I will be putting the links in the comments below so people can scroll down and click away. But my final
Cool.
question is, what advice do you have for sort of young theatre makers and performers?
Oh my God.
Mm, like there is a little part of you that knows
Mm,
already what you want to do, what you want to make. And if you can just be quiet and listen to it, it's already there.
wow.
That's what I would say. And I would love for someone to say it back to me. So if anyone's out there,
Yeah. Come by anytime. It's outside 3 o'clock.
Um, but obviously I started with it, but I'll end the same way. Thank you so much for taking the time out to sit down and chat with me. I know it's a
Oh my
very
gosh,
busy
thank
time for
you.
you getting ready for the Fringe, so it really does mean a lot. And the best of luck for the Fringe run. I am hoping to come along to the show. Um,
Yes,
please, we'd
so
love
yeah.
to have you.
that'll be
Yeah.
amazing.
And
But best of
regardless, we'll
luck.
see you around. Happy
Hopefully.
first Fringe. Oh my
Thank you so
gosh.
much. And I shall speak to
Yeah.
you soon.
Well, thank you
Awesome.
so
Thank you so
much.
much.